and happy Saturday and welcome to Connect Network TV. You're watching Major Impact on the CW. I am your host, Terry Kauser. I'm here with my beautiful co-hosts, Aquania and Ellie. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Hello, y'all. Y'all look good.
It is the month of May, so you know what that means. It's all about blooming and growing. We are blooming as CEOs and growing our businesses.
That's right, Aquania. And as Major Impact continues to grow, we are tapping into the topics that matter to us, the CEOs and the industry leaders.
Major Impact has always been in support of getting to the bag and elevating us to reach business and career goals. And what's better than that?
Yes. And today our guest is awesome. She has some amazing investment ideas that can help you to do just that. Later in the show, global real estate investment specialist Queen Blueprint is joining us. She has helped so many navigate through global real estate, and now she is here to help us do the same. That's coming up later in the show. So get your notepads ready because it is time to learn.
Dive into some hot topics, one of our favorite things, because one of the top influencers in the world, Miss Self-Made Billionaire Rihanna, has expanded her Fenty Beauty line to China, ladies. So this multi-platinum selling artist made the announcement on China's social media platform, Weibo, okay? And Fenty Beauty is now available in mainland China. And the announcement also came with a 30-second video featuring Miss Rihanna and some diverse models. I absolutely love this. So ladies, what do you think about this? Did you see the video? Do you think this is a great business move? Let's talk about it.
I am so excited about this. Like, Rihanna, to me, can do no wrong. She is amazing. And I just really respect and admire the fact that she started as, you know, this music goddess, and she still is that, but she has shown that I'm not going to stay in that box. You know, I'm going to do more. I'm going to grow. I'm going to expand. And she's done it so well. I mean, for Fenty to now be in China is a huge move. Huge.
So I'm super excited too. I think this is good for China's market because we need some diversity and they need to see all the colors that Fenty provides because it is definitely one of the most diverse product lines I have ever seen.
And when I think about this, and we're talking about business, we're talking about making money, this is the essence of scaling, making a name for yourself, but also having a true legitimate brand. She started one way, got known for one thing. Look, come on, somebody got known for one thing, and then she was able to leverage that stardom, leverage that track record, really build like legacy and generational wealth. And that's what we talk about. Because when Miss Rihanna does not want to sing anymore, she is going to still have some dollars coming in. So I think it's an excellent business move. I absolutely love it.
It really is amazing. I mean, she's estimated to be worth about 1.4 billion with a B, $1 billion at this point. And much of her wealth comes from her beauty and skincare line. So I am sure she made the best decision for her brand. This is just going to launch her even further.
Yes. And from one billionaire to another, philanthropist Mackenzie Scott continues to lend support to Black communities. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Scott, vowed to donate $640 million to 361 nonprofits. Oh my goodness. Yay. That was a response to the open call for applications. So she is going to be giving away the money. Among those selected was a Black-owned birthing center in Ohio. Birthing Beautiful Communities is a nonprofit dedicated to helping Black women have safe deliveries. Ladies, what do you think about this?
You know, maternal health for Black women in the U.S. is dismal. Okay, the U.S. is one of the least safe places for Black women to give birth, sadly. So this, you know, huge grant that they're getting essentially is fantastic, you know, and I just can't help but think about what that nonprofit is going to be able to do for all of these women who don't have access to safe births, but now can have access to safe births. So, well, fortunately, we have an amazing financial coach here to share her insights on some innovative ways to get to the bag and become financially wealthy. Global investment strategist and financial educator Queen Blueprint is here with the blueprint to owning international properties, y'all. And before that, we also have the premiere of Social Media Uncensored. What is that? Find out when we return.
I'm Jessica Cherry, founder of the award-winning blog Life of a Cherry Wife. If you're looking to follow for mom and lifestyle content, fashion, Latina life, and good vibes, this is the place for you. Head over to www.lifeofacherrywife.com for the latest in these areas. Follow me on social at Life of a Cherry Wife.
% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is sad. And one of the number one reasons is because of the lack of capital. Hi winners, my name is Terry Kauser and I'm a credit expert and I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and investors leverage their personal and business credit to get $100,000 and more in funding super fast. I can't wait to share with you on The Connect Show. And welcome back to Major Impact. It is Money May. And if you haven't already, you need to secure several different revenue streams so you are getting paid on repeat. And joining us today is a special guest who is making a major impact in her industry. She owns several international investment properties and educates her clients on how to do the same. So please welcome entrepreneur, public speaker, financial educator, and global real estate investor and strategist, Miss Queen Blueprint. Queen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. We are excited to hear from you, love.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Queen, before you came on, we were discussing the earnings of nano influencers. So in your opinion, what are some advantages and disadvantages?
Well, I can only speak to the international market because that's really where I thrive in terms of being an influencer, as I work with developers and I tour their developments. But when they're first creating their budget and they're first creating their development, they don't exactly have that kind of big influencer money. So it's better for them in terms of working with, nano influencers because we're more going for the lower budget. We're saying, hey, like we're valuable and we know that we are, but we're just starting out. So let's work on something, something that can work for me and something that can work for you. And even exchanging like, hey, can I come and stay at your development for 3 days and I'll do all the content there and I get a free stay and you get help with, developing out your marketing strategy. So yeah, I think that's the advantage.
That is so awesome. I want to hear more about this beginning. Where was your first international rental property?
Yeah, so my first international rental property is in Kenya, an 1/8 of an acre, 4-bedroom, 4-bath duplex, 10 minutes from the beach. And I actually just helped another client get over there and purchase hers, and her family is actually making the move. So I actually linked up with my business partner in a Facebook group, which oddly enough, I don't really use Facebook much. I'm an Instagram girly, but for some reason I was in there that day. And I actually had him on a YouTube series that I was doing at the time, again, during the pandemic. And as the conversation was going, I was like, man, this is really interesting. What do you mean you bring Black businesses over to the continent? And I said, I'm not really interested in bringing, my clinic over there because I really focus on money management, money mindset. I'm more focused on how can I get this real estate? And so he was the person to actually help me to execute the transaction.
That is so dope. I love
it. What makes global property a good investment? And how do you make sure you feel safe when you are back home in America while your property is so far away? How do you manage it?
So that really has to do with building out your team and paying them, but not paying them too well. Because the thing is that they start, there's a different kind of money mindset in different countries and even in different markets inside of those countries, right? So where you may think, hey, I'm giving you a great salary, they may think, hey, I'm about to get you for some more, right? So you want to make sure that you build that trust. And like, that's where my business partner and I really bridge the gap for the diaspora, right? We want to make sure that we do the due diligence. We want to make sure that you go through an actual legal team that will get you to make sure that the titles are actually in the hands of these developers. Because a lot of the times when you go and do these international investments alone, you don't actually know if they hold the title. Just because they're on the land and they have access to the property does not mean that that owner actually owns the land. And that happens frequently. You'd be very shocked, right? So his legal team comes in and makes sure and ensures that the title is actually held by the owner that they say it is. And he walks you through the actual execution of the contract. Where I come in is the financing. And so together as a package, we ensure that, you know, you make a really good investment, and we do our due diligence on the developers before we say, hey, you need to, you can go and connect with this country and this developer in this country.
Some of us have never thought of this possibility. So tell us, what is the very first step in owning the international real estate, and what does it look like to work with?
The very first step, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, there's no way. But we need you to get your personal finances together. You can't just run off to another country with your finances a hot mess, okay? How am I going to help you leverage anything here in the U.S. if you have written the U.S. completely off, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that you would have to come 100% out of pocket, as opposed to my client who we got her $45,000 worth of equity out of her U.S. property to use internationally and purchase her land, right? So the first step that we took her through was really evaluating her personal finances. And then we took her through evaluating her business finances, combining those together with her asset here, and then going international.
Are you excited about your next annual summit? So please tell us a little bit more about it, and when is it?
Yes, absolutely. So I love to educate, right? And I feel like this information needs to be readily available, because we've all kind of, at least, you know, a lot of us have thought about, oh, it's so hard to buy a house here. It's so hard to buy real estate. And we've kind of written it off. But if you feel that way, that's fine. Take a break. Okay. Take a break from the US market. Come international. Let's go do some fun things out there. You can get something really nice for $60,000, for $100,000, for $200,000, something that would be 2 times, 3 times the build for that same amount, right? And so that's really what the International Infusion Real Estate Summit is about. It's about educating you through all 9 steps of the international process. It's about walking you through the financial process, the legal process, and also connecting you with vetted developers, as well as my legal team and my lenders that will assist you.
So tell me again, where is it going to be?
So this is actually virtual, okay? So you can join in anywhere in the world, okay?
That was so smart.
Anywhere in the world. You can come on in and get all this good information. The link is myinternationalstrategy.com. So that's where you'll be able to get it, and it's free, right?
Wow.
So, okay. Yes. You can upgrade for access to, you know, my team, but the information is 100%.
Wow. Okay. So thank you, Queen, for just giving the world your gems at no cost. There's no excuse. So I definitely, you know, want to know, how can our Connect fam out there join your royal community and become royal? I love that. I love the bring of it.
So you guys can actually download my app. It is the Money Mindset Clinic app. So moneymindsetclinic.app. You can go right on there. You can also just follow me on socials at The Queen Blueprint, as well as Money Mindset Clinic.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Queen. And so valuable information. You have me thinking like, maybe it's time for me to make a move. Okay. And so thank you so much for all that information. I hope everybody takes advantage of this free information to change your life. And stay tuned with us, Connect family, because we'll be right back after a quick break to talk about social media uncensored. Coming up next.
All right, are you ready to bring your brand to television? Listen, it is possible, and it's possible without pitching to all of the different networks across the country, across the world, and begging for a seat at their table. Listen, come check us out on The Connect Show. We broadcast on the CW network every single week, reaching more than 2 million households. And what we do is help you build and promote and market your brand in front of an audience that actually has a pocketbook. They actually want to spend money and better themselves, better their strategies, their systems. We focus on women in business and female entrepreneurs. So if you are building a brand that you know has the potential to be so much bigger, or if you're prepared and ready to scale, join us today. You can register to be a guest at theconnectonline.com. If you are ready to keep your hair, scalp, skin, and lips hydrated this season, our vegan and gluten-free all-purpose moisturizers are just for you. Carefully formulated with fine ingredients to purify and nourish the skin and scalp at the same time without harsh chemicals. Shop It's Made For Me today. The end result will be strong, healthy hair and smoother, softer, clearer skin.
Goodbye to signs of aging and inflammation caused by an imbalance in the trillions of microbes on your skin's microbiome surface. The Dermabiome Collection by Glean Beauty is a groundbreaking blend of science and nature designed to restore your skin's delicate ecosystem and soothe skin irritation, offering a one-of-a-kind solution not found elsewhere on the market. Glean Beauty, changing lives, one face at a time.
Welcome back to Major Impact on the Connect Network TV right here on the CW. And today we are kicking off Social Media Uncensored, your exclusive gateway into the world of influencers, their strategies, earnings, and insider information. And so let's uncover some of the secrets, y'all, to social media influencers, their money-making ways. I'm excited about this. Are you ladies ready? Social media can sometimes be a blessing and be a curse. So on to another hot topic in today's edition of Social Media Uncensored is the drop of engagement on IG. I thought it was only me, y'all. Okay, so listen, and one influencer in particular, and you know, it's my girl, Miss Nikki Saunders, has been really exposing the shift, which I was shocked because she's a credible source that loves Instagram. So when she started pointing out and giving the stats, I would clutch my pearls. So what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen a drop in Instagram, or what are your thoughts?
Yes, I completely agree. I have definitely seen a shift in engagement, and I have a pretty large platform. So even for those with over 500,000 followers, we're not getting all those people. You know, it's easy for us to have a post that maybe reaches 10,000 people, which is so unusual. And, you know, one thing I can say that I've done to really combat it is to up the frequency and really create content that's very responsive to the questions that people are asking. I think that when we're seeing this drop in engagement, it means that we have to create content that is hyper relevant to our audience, hyper relevant. Like it has to be literally someone asked this question and you're creating content to respond to it. So it's a new way to operate, but I think we just got to stick with it, you know?
And I'm so glad you were transparent because you do have a really big following on Instagram. So when, you know, someone like me who's kind of like in the middle, and I hear someone like you and someone like Nikki actually saying like, hey, this is a problem, we're seeing it too. It made me say, this is part of the algorithm. This is part of a shift. And also for us to be proactive about what are we going to do. You don't want your business to be dependent on social media either. You want to make sure you're having landing pages and pulling people off. But let me just point out the significance of someone even like Nikki shedding light on this, because she constantly goes to influencer summits and conferences. She's a go-to person. She highlights the analytics. So I appreciate someone who's so heavily ingrained in the industry saying, hey, let's speak out about this. Like, let's actually have a conversation so we can start to have some solutions and also pivot if we need to.
Absolutely. That's so true. Yeah, no, but it's a little scary too, because to be the messenger is a duty, but it comes with responsibility, and she could have jeopardized her reach. But she's like, no, I still need to tell people this is happening, because she's coaching people about how to navigate social media, and she needs to be real about what's actually happening here and now. So I appreciate her being bold and courageous to share her story and the fact, and also the confusion, because I've seen a couple of her reels where she gives this Instagram the ability to explain what they're doing, and then she's like, this don't make sense. So I appreciate that too. She makes it funny, but she's pointing out, you know, Big Brother just ain't doing things right anymore. So we need to take note, and like you said, get those emails and get those people off of social and sell to them in your email. That's the thing you own 100%.
1000%. Yeah. So now let's talk about these courses, y'all, and digital products, because everyone is selling. But one thing I'm seeing that we're seeing is a huge slash in prices. So courses that were sometimes $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a couple of years ago are now like $297. So ladies, what are your thoughts about these digital products and the slash in prices?
I want to hear from Ellie, because she is the digital course queen.
I have listened. Go ahead, Ellie.
I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, and it's very important to be careful with dropping your price, especially when you had a product that was priced like, you know, $1,000 or wherever a year ago, because now your consumers who bought it are going to complain. And then secondly, the consumers who are now about to buy it are devaluing your offer. I think what's happening right now is people are seeing that digital products are not only a great business, but you can make money quickly. And the danger is it's becoming oversaturated to the point where people are just creating anything and putting a price tag on it and putting it on social media. So then it makes business owners like us, who actually create valuable digital products, we're having to find new ways to compete, essentially, and oversell on the value, because we don't want to have to drop our prices to $97. That changes your whole business model, you know? So I think that, you know, it's kind of like everyone has now seen that digital products are awesome. So everyone's running to digital products. And those of us who have been here are like, wait a minute. Don't mess up what we got going on, okay?
Come on. And I appreciate you really saying it, because I have a course and I have Academy, Credit Leverage Lifestyle Academy, and there's premium, right? And for us to have been in this space, really provide value, we also invested in having a professional course, having editing, having lighting. It wasn't just, you know, you did a Zoom and you recorded it and then sold it for thousands of dollars. And so I think that what you're saying completely is people are jumping in. And so for all of our viewers, make sure you're vetting the source. Is it somebody who's been in this field, has the results, has the receipts, and then are they even providing some additional support? Because the stats were saying, like, even with the best course, about 8 to 11% of people even finish it. So the takeaway is it works if you work it. If you buy a course and you never go through the videos, you never do the work, well, you're not going to have the results. But knowing who you're buying from and trusting that brand and actually doing the work, you can make wiser decisions, as opposed to somebody who was, you know, was doing nails 6 weeks ago, and now they're telling you how to flip properties.
Yeah, I think another key point to what you were saying is choosing your business model. And then as well, you know, there was a point, maybe 2022, 2023, where everyone's like, raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices. So everyone just said, okay, well, I'm going to sell this for $2,000 now. You know, I would say that was like the hot period of courses. And now you're having to go back down because your course should have never been that price in the first place.
Overpriced.
It didn't deserve a $2,000 price. And I think that what makes the difference between business models like mine, and I'm sure Terry's and other reputable course creators, is I started with a $15 product. My product was $50 for almost the first year of business to really build up momentum and to build up social proof. So now if I do come out and I'm selling something for $1,000, you know it's going to be worth $1,000 because I used to sell something else for $50. So I think that, you know, creators who have been doing like this with their prices should really just take this moment to pause, evaluate, right? Look at, okay, where do I really want to land? And figure out a good product, a good price point that you can stay at for the next 12 months and make that your home base. There's nothing wrong with starting over, but doing this on this roller coaster isn't good for the long-term effectiveness of your business.
I agree 1,000%. And one thing with us, just even with the financial part of it, is ROI. You know, if your course guarantees helping somebody, let's say just do first-time home buyer. Well, a first-time home buyer mortgage is $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. So you can articulate, hey, I have a course that's $500. It's going to walk you through the process, help you learn house hacking, help you learn, you know, forced appreciation, help you learn 2 or 3K loans. And then the end result is somebody gets a $250,000 mortgage pre-approval. Well, you're able to articulate, you invested $500 in knowledge. Your outcome was $250,000. That was a great investment, and you have that knowledge forever. So I think as business owners, when you're learning how to price, be cognizant of the return on the investment and the promise of your product. That way, the person who's investing in your information can say that was a great investment. And then also, when you'll have a lifetime client or customer at that point, and you'll really be able to scale your brand based on integrity and outcomes.
Listen, let's not undercut what Terry's saying right now, because the thing I want to hone in on is delivery of the promise.
Come on.
Of the promise, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are promising results they haven't even accomplished. So let's be real. That's why Terry said it. Do your research, verify, trust, but verify. Because some people out there created a course based on what they Googled, not what they did.
On that note, right, thinking about, you know, products and our businesses, do you all feel like the social media market is still as effective to push products? Do you feel it's oversaturated? What do y'all think about it?
So I'm a business coach, and my core audience is entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs and investors. So, and especially you, well, all of us are actually in this same space. And one thing I've helped my clients and my audience realize is that we're not content creators. I'm not a content creator. I'm a business owner that leverages social media to reach my core audience, to solve a problem, and to scale my brand. And so I focus heavily, and I talked earlier about YouTube as opposed to the other platforms, because when I did my research, I found out that, you know, YouTube is owned by Google, and on TikTok, on Instagram, and all these other ones, yes, you can make money, and yes, you can grow a brand. But 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 30 seconds, how much can I empower you in 30 seconds when people are just scrolling, as opposed to where for business owners, YouTube, they're searching how to house hack, how to grow business credit, how to buy a hotel, how to be an investor, how to increase my credit scores, how to overcome depression. So you're actually literally connecting with your core audience, which means less people, more quality leads, solving a problem. So what I would say is that be aware of why you're on social media, who your core audience is, and what problem you are solving, and then make sure you're on the right platform for your audience. That can change everything for you, because you don't need everybody. You just need the right people.
You do. You just need the right people. And I do think that social media, we have a lot more people on there than we did. And, you know, I would say 2020, 2021, you could make a post, child, and sell just about anything. Okay. But I think that now, you know, you really have to strategically, in my opinion, use Instagram as your place for creating lead magnets. This is where you're funneling people in, get them to your email list, get them to a quiz, get them to a free class. You know, this is where you get their attention. And then on the back end, classes, free webinars, YouTube, emails, that's where you nurture them and convert them. So I would say that it isn't oversaturated, but we do have to change the way that we're using it. You can't just drop a post and say 15% off and people run to your bio. That doesn't work anymore. Now people need to have a little bit more time and experience with you, and then they're going to buy. Yeah.
Listen, ladies, I am loving this conversation, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But as always, you can catch past episodes at theconnectonline.com, and we would love to have you watch us again.
Yes, and we could have went on and on and on, but that's right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We hope that you've loved this new segment. We'll be digging into this a lot more. And thank you. You can catch past episodes if you head over to the ConnectNetworkTV.com.
Happy May, and remember to give yourself space to
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.